Now let's quickly understand the concept of data types. Okay, so exactly क्या data types होते हैं, चलो देखते हैं. So a data type in programming is a way that specify which type of value a variable has. Right now we know how to create a variable, and which type of value that a created variable can contain can be defined using a data type. Okay, but in Python we cannot create a data type, or we cannot specify a data type while defining a variable. Okay, unlike C जिसमें हम लोगों को आपको explicitly बताना पड़ता है कि say suppose if you want to create a variable in C language, तो आप क्या लिखते हैं? Say suppose if you want to create an integer variable in C language, then you write something like this: int a is equal to 10. This is nothing but your data type, which says a is of integer data type. ये आप explicitly बताते थे. But in Python, variables are basically created directly by assigning the value. So this is how a variable is created using Python, and this is how a variable is created using C language. तो variables को create करना Python में बहुत easy है, because we don't have to specify a data type, but yes, we should know which type of data that we are storing in this particular variable. Okay, so let's quickly understand the types of data. That means let's quickly understand a data type. So very first thing is your numeric data type. Okay, there is second data type called as dictionary. Okay, there is one more thing called as boolean data type, and lastly it is known as sequence. So let's understand कि ये numeric data type के अंदर क्या क्या हो सकता है. So a numeric data can be integer, it can be float, or it can be complex number. So complex number आपको भी पता है क्या रहता है. Let's talk about int and float. So integer क्या होता है? Integer मतलब normal values like your 10, 100, okay, 101, or you can say 200. So all of these are integer. Okay, for example, your age is of integer data type, your roll number is of integer data type. Okay, but in case of float, what do you mean by float? Float are nothing but your decimal values, like your height can be 137.3 centimeter, right? So a value of pi can be a float value. So जो point वाले values जो रहते हैं उसे हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? Float values. Like your percentage 85.4, this is your float value. So अगर मैं आपको पूछूं कि इसमें से कौन से values integer है, तो ये जो सारे values है they are of integer data type, और ये जो दो value है they are of float data type. So float data type मतलब क्या कि हम लोग पॉइंट में वैल्यू लिखते हैं. सो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द एग्जांपल ऑफ इंटीजर, फ्लोट एंड कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. एज यू कैन सी दिस इज योर इंटीजर टाइप. ठीक है, ये जो है ये मेरा कौन सा टाइप है? इंटीजर टाइप है. ओके, दिस इज माय फ्लोट डेटा टाइप. एज यू कैन सी यहाँ पे पॉइंट है. एंड दिस इज योर कॉम्प्लेक्स डेटा टाइप, जिसमें जो ये वाला है दिस इज योर रियल पार्ट, एंड दिस इज योर इमेजिनरी पार्ट. अगर आपने नोटिस किया रहेगा तो इमेजिनरी पार्ट के लिए हम लोग हमेशा आई लिखते हैं, राइट? नॉर्मल मैथमेटिक्स के टर्म्स में बात करें तो वी जनरली यूज आई ओवर देयर, बट इन Python we use j over here. Now this particular thing indicates it is of complex type. Okay, so there are total 3 numerical data type. One is integer, float, and followed by complex. There is one more thing, okay, that you should know is about dictionary that we are going to see in a dedicated chapter. There is one more thing called as boolean, whose values can either be true, okay, whose value can be true or it can be false. So there are only two possible values for this particular data type. Okay, boolean data type के बस दो ही possible value है. One is true and second one is false. If you notice, I have written this T and F as capital, so you have to write it as it is. Okay, so this particular variable or this particular data type is mostly used when you want to check particular condition. Okay, so again we are going to use this particular data type letter. Okay, and there is one more thing called as sequence. Okay, so sequence में तीन चीजें होती है. Very first is a string. Now let's understand what do you mean by string. String is nothing but a collection of alphabets. For example, my name. Okay, say suppose my name is Raj. Okay, let's assume I have one thing called as Raj. So this is nothing but a sequence of character, right? As you can see, this is nothing but a collection of alphabets. Characters का ये क्या है? Collection है. So this is known as what? This is known as string. Okay, so string is nothing but a collection of characters, and strings are defined in a double quotes. Okay, so double quotes में भी define कर सकते हो, or you can define it in a single variable like something like this. Just specify a single variable, okay, and write your name, whatever it is. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so this is how you can create a string. So in order to create a string, you either have to specify your character sequence in a double quotes, or you can specify it in a single quotes. Okay, so there is one more sequence, there is one more type of sequence in Python which is known as list, okay, and tuple. So again, we have a dedicated chapter based on list and tuple, so we are going to see those these two things later. Okay,
Thank you for watching. Subscribe our channel and share with your friends.